Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the show. Dan Hafner here. Today, I got a very interesting topic I want to come on and talk about, give my thoughts and opinions on. What if there's no apps in our future? What if there's no way that we have the need for them? As someone who builds apps for a living, um, you can see why I wanted to talk about this. I'm very, very intrigued. And the reason I want to talk about this is because a story came out that says OpenAI is considering making and building their own phone, a phone that basically is the app killer. Why is it the app killer? Let me just read this highlight here. OpenAI is reportedly developing a smartphone in partnership with Qualcomm and MediaTek, where AI agents entirely replace traditional apps. Instead of tapping into apps, a persistent AI agent handles everything: your calendar, your messaging, your tasks, your search, etc., by continuously monitoring your location, your activity, and lots of other context. Mass production of this phone is targeted for 2027, 2028, with projected volumes of 300 to 400 annual million units annually. This is pretty wild. This is pretty wild, guys, because I mean, it makes sense, right? Like if you connect the dots here, it makes sense. One, why they would want to build something like this, and then two, it just kind of is a logical jump. If you follow this world very closely, like someone like me, it makes sense. That's kind of where everyone has been in this, oh, is SaaS dead kind of thing. Um, which again, I really haven't totally subscribed to, but I also was a very late subscriber to this whole vibe code thing, and look how that's turned out for me. I have come out and actually completely said that's like literally what I do. So is this something that's interesting? This is a very um, very big structural threat. I mean, what happens to the App Store? What happens to Google Play? What happens to other app stores that have I don't even have the numbers in front of me. What kind of revenue and numbers that the App Store puts out? The only real number they give out is what they pay. So you can basically say the App Store pays out anywhere between 15 to 30% of revenues to app developers, and they pay out billions, like multiple billions. I think last year. I don't have the exact numbers in front of me. I should look those up, but it's large. It's a lot, right? So if they're keeping, or I'm sorry, they don't pay that out. I had that backwards. I apologize. They keep 15 to 30%. So they're paying out 70% of that. Okay. Sorry. My bad. It's been a long day. My head's kind of hurting, but we're getting through this. So um, that's a lot of money. Like I mean, Steve Jobs, when they came out with the iPhone and the App Store, created just this economy that has produced God knows how much money since then, right? Is that all going to go away? Because all you have to do, you don't even have to click any apps on your phone. You just literally click a button and you talk to something and it goes and does it. You need to order an Uber? You don't need the Uber app anymore. You want to order food? You don't need the app anymore. You want to look something up? You don't need Safari or Google or whatever browser you use. You want to lose weight or track your weight, you just talk to the agent. You just talk to your phone. That's insane to me. I mean, the ramifications of this that's kind of why I wanted to come on and talk about this. I mean, this could put you're even not only talking about the App Store economy, you're talking about this entire vibe coding economy that has been created. What's the need for these tools? What's the need to create different tools if there's just one large or a subset of agents that you talk to and it just does things for you, right? What about banking? What about managing your money? What about when you get paid or when you when you have to pay people? How does that work? You just say, "Hey, make sure you pay my water bill this month or make sure my mortgage gets paid." I'm sorry. This is a stretch for me. I'm like, this is kind of breaking my brain. Um, and I encourage you to think about this too. If you're someone that's interested in this and this is intriguing to you, like truly sit down for a minute and just think about the ramifications of something like this actually existing, right? There's probably a couple of things that I'm even forgetting about that I'm not even thinking about at the moment, you know? And then that's kind of the nature of of these kinds of, you know, it's been the debate for a while um, of is AI a net good for society, right? Even though it's supposedly, you know, the reports vary on this taking away a bunch of jobs, whether you believe that or not. Um, it's also creating jobs that we've never seen before, right? We just got hired on as an AI architect, right? I'm a AI director for a special growing AI company, right? That job didn't exist 3 years ago. It was not a thing. Probably even five, you know, even 2 years ago. But in the midst of, you know, all of these things that it can create, is it going to fully destroy these things, right? Like I have yet to see the SaaS apocalypse that all these people have talked about. I have people every single day. I've never had more leads in my business, never had more clients, never had more revenue, never had more work to do than I have had the last 6 months because of the explosion of this vibe coding industry, right? It's just the truth. I just literally got off the phone with somebody that had gone down the route of building something, didn't realize how hard it was, needs some help. It's exactly what I do, right? Whether it's, you know, rebuilding it, getting it unstuck, getting it launched. Oh, I thought I could launch to the App Store. Now I can't. Maybe you don't even need to because this phone's coming out. Like I don't know. It's kind of a crazy thing that I'm thinking about. But I mean, okay, so if they're going to create, they said 300 to 400 million units annually. Okay, that's I mean that gives that replaces, you know, an iPhone or an Android phone of everyone within like 5 or 6 years, mathematically speaking, right? I don't know. Maybe my math's off on that. I was never a good math. I was never a good math student. But yeah, I mean, if you are someone that's building apps, if you're someone that's thinking about building an app, or if you're someone that's, you know, paying attention to this, this is a story kind of worth mulling over a little bit. You know, I'm this is kind of why I wanted to come on here and talk about this. I'm very interested in your guys' thoughts and, you know, if you have any comments to leave on this, you know, go, you know, leave it on our YouTube video. You can also go over to our techbytes.riverside.com website. You can subscribe and you can leave comments there. I'm interested what you think. Is this, you know, is this a feasible thing? Is this something that, again, I tend to think that, you know, technology when it advances, sure, like the industrial revolution definitely put people out of jobs, but it also created new jobs. And I think AI is kind of doing the same thing. Like, sure, it can take away the need for some automatic, you know, repetitive kind of work and jobs, but then it frees you up to do other things. It frees up other jobs and other, you know, different um, things that are, you know, just I don't want to say better, but just higher level or just different, right? And that's interesting to think about. That's just an interesting direction to be heading for all of us, really. Um, so yeah, I mean, what does this mean? I think it remains to be seen, but at least we have a couple of years to speculate on. Well, maybe a year and a half or so to speculate on this and see if it actually comes into fruition. Um, now, don't get me wrong, this a phone that just you can talk to and it has no need for apps and you can just talk to it does that sounds really freaking cool. I was actually just talking with a gentleman this morning as well. We got into a you know, a conversation about the data of this stuff. That also gives me pause to think about. Okay, if what happens with the data, the storage of this, the capture of this data? I mean, if I'm talking very personal, very private things to this phone, um, is that, you know, is that secure? Is that something that, you know, do I even need to have do I even need to remember passwords anymore? You know what I mean? Like, there's so many things. And I just thought of those. What we're 10 minutes into this podcast, and I didn't even think about that to begin the show. Um, yeah, there's just a lot of things that come up with that just really give me pause. I mean, we're all over the place when it comes to is AI going to take over the world? Is it going to destroy humanity? Is it going to do all this different stuff? I've never really been a subscriber to that kind of thinking and that kind of logic. But I'm also not a big fish in this. I'm just a guy that runs a business and builds stuff for myself and builds stuff for my clients. And I do this podcast. I'm not Elon Musk. I'm not Sam Altman. I'm not Mark Zuckerberg. I'm not a big fish in this world that is building these tools and building these massive companies. I'm just like you, right? So do I know anything as far as where this is going to go? Probably not any more than you. I just pay attention to news articles. I pay attention to the trends of things, and I form opinions on it because I do research and I have AI give me research, and that's kind of where this came up to me, and it brought this up as like story number one. You should talk about this on the podcast, and I was like, ooh, yeah, that's a good one to talk about. That is a good one to talk about. So, all right, guys. Well, I'm interested to hear your thoughts and your opinions on this. Leave a comment if you're watching on YouTube, or again, like I said, subscribe on the podcast, and you can leave a comment there. I'm interested to hear your thoughts and your opinions on this. And if you are, like I mentioned as well, if you are someone that's been building an app, you need some help with some things, not really sure what's going on with the AI generated code that you have inside of Lovable or Replit or Base 44 or whatever it is. We do offer a service where we can audit those kinds of apps. So you can head over to dapperNoCode.com. You can fill out the form, get in contact with me directly, and I will jump on the phone with you. We'll jump on a Zoom call and we'll go through your app, and we can do what's called an app audit, and we'll go through. It's very cheap, very affordable, very fast, and we'll give you your recommendations, whether you want to work with us in the future, you want to take those recommendations and implement them yourselves, whatever you want to do. So head over to dapperNoCode.com, fill out the contact form, and we'd love to help you and take a look at what you got going on. All right, guys, think about this one. Very interesting story. And yeah, we'll talk to you guys next time. See ya.
Thanks for tuning in to Tech Bites, your go-to show for software business and technology. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to stay updated with our latest episodes, insights, and stories. Hungry for more? Dive deeper into the world of no-code by visiting dapperNoCode.com. Your journey to building amazing software without coding skills starts there. Connect with like-minded creators and unlock a world of resources tailored just for you. Subscribe now. Explore Dapper No Code and let's innovate together.